And so to Turkey, land of Troy, and of fish-filled coastlines and long, lazy sunsets. I didn't hang around to see the face that launched 1,000 ships. I needed to get to Greece to fix up a sudden problem with my front suspension. On plains where ancient heroes once fought, market gardens now grow. Whether it's the epic theatre of war or a more conventional theatre, forming magnificent ruins, I enjoyed Turkey's rich history. A very poignant modern chapter of that history is at Gallipoli, and I was rather sorry not to have prepared more for my visit there, and I think that's somewhere I'd like to return to one day. My suspension was fixed as quick as greased lightning, and now I was closing on Italy.
Well folks, it's been a while since I was talking to the camera. I am in Italy now. Today I've got good maps and I've found some crazy roads up in the mountains, and I'm enjoying the autumn colours. I mean, I know Canada's famous for colours, but this is pretty spectacular.
I was to meet my brother, and as a rendezvous point, Florence takes some beating. As we toured the Tuscan capital, I caught up with my wise and handsome older brother. He had borrowed a bike and come to join me for the final ride home. What he hadn't revealed was the 1978 classic bike he had somehow ridden all the way here. Travelling back together was now going to be even more interesting.
Yes, I had a dream, I stood beneath an orange sky, with my brother standing by, with my brother standing by. I said, brother, you know, it's a long road we've been walking on. Yes, it is, you know, brother, it is. Such a long road we've been walking on. Oh, but you know, I am so weary. Sometimes my mind is too strong.
There were plenty of other bikers in Italy to keep us company, but we had to get through the Alps before the winter snows blocked our path. It was barely above freezing and getting colder. We rounded Lake Geneva, and a nearby friend gave us tea and cake to celebrate arriving in France. The bikes were running really well, so we pushed on into Switzerland, where we knew a few days of comfort were waiting.
Here we are in Switzerland. This is the last morning of our last country, the last new country, and we're just taking the final 3 hours to get ready and leave because we like it so much. We don't want to go. But we've been well fueled, well fed. We've seen lots of mountains and had fondues and beer and looked around Lausanne, so we've been very well treated. Our friends JB and Arlette, so we're going to invite them back to England, and then we're going to come to Switzerland again and have some more of the same, please. Okay, so next time, France.
After riding north for a day, we were suddenly befriended by a random Frenchman called Fabrice, and he treated us like his long-lost biker brothers. Fabrice and his lovely girlfriend Séverine put us up for the night, with food and beer aplenty, and in the morning Fabrice guided us up to the battlefield memorials around Verdun. With my big adventure coming to an end, the memorial put things into perspective. The upsetting sight of thousands of graves left us feeling very humble and thankful to those who were prepared to sacrifice themselves for the sake of future generations. Is it trite to suggest that perhaps these are the giants in whose tracks I've been riding? On this journey, I had one last stop. To pay our respects to our own family member, we went to a British memorial near Arras.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday.
I'm here in France now. This is the end of the trip in a way, northern France. You can tell we're close to England, it's raining. I guess I've still got another few hours before I get back to England. I'm tired, but in some respects I'd quite like to just turn around and keep riding. So yeah, it's a mixture of tiredness, fatigue, satisfaction, I'm not sure what other things. Yeah, it's a funny feeling.
I know my kingdom awaits, so I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Gee, but it's great to be back home. Home is where I want to be. I've been on the road so long, my friend, and if you came along, I know you couldn't disagree. It's the same old story. Yeah.
Looking back, sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, but sometimes in the middle of nowhere you find yourself. Blooming English weather,